Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be doing a sketchbook walkthrough. I'm probably just going to glaze over a lot of the drawings in this, but I'm going to show the ones that I like the most. We'll start with these, which was a long time ago. This is when I started the sketchbook. This was just a random hand. The sketchbook is stuck. I'll just kind of speed through these. This is, I don't actually know what this is. This was, I tried to draw a Peep. This was Spider-Man, obviously. Let's see if we can get any good ones. There's a little sketch for this drawing, which I actually really like this one. And I did take this one further on a different page. Here was some head practice. Some more expression practice. A lot of the beginning pages in this sketchbook aren't really worth much. This is still one of my favorite cloak drawings I've done, and that was a long time ago. Circles. Circles. These are a bunch of hairs. I was copying these off of Pinterest, but I still think I did good on most of them. We don't talk about that one. This was a hair that I messed up. Here's Alfred the Aphid from Grounded. Here's Mildew the Mite. And I don't really know what this one is. But here was something for Art Fight that I never ended up finishing and never ended up posting. Here's a bunch of eyes. I actually think these look really nice. Ooh, here's something else for Art Fight that was an Umbreon. I ended up using this one, but I wish I would have used this one because I think this one's better. Anyways, we'll keep moving on until we get to the gooder stuff. I've never done one of these, so I don't know if I'm doing this walkthrough right. But there's expressions, hands. I don't even know what that is. Oh, and if you're wondering what the hell is on these pages, I went front to back page, so I'm just going in the order I did these pages. I guess I can skip through these. Here's a dinosaur that I drew. This was actually the first drawing I ever made money off of, because I was paid to do this. So then we've got... Ooh, I really like this sword. This sword actually took me like an hour to draw, because I used a ruler to make sure all the lines are perfect. You can still see some of the lines. And I really like this drawing. Here's a banana gun. I was asked to draw that, so yeah, drew a banana gun. And a pretty good looking pistol. Here's an extremely realistic praying mantis. I messed up the arm and the head a little bit, but the body's perfect. I don't know what this guy is, but I gave him a little witch hat. Here was some sketches for... This was supposed to be for Castle Crashers. I was going to make a Banana Man character for that game. I did not end up doing that, but I was gonna. Here is a sketch for... Actually, I guess I can show that. Did I grab the wrong sketchbook? No. Did I start in the back of the sketchbook? Yes. Oh. Okay, so it's not this sketchbook, but this was for the first page of one of my sketchbooks. Apparently not this one. I'm actually going to keep this turned over. Here was a sketch for another page in that sketchbook. Here was just a bird. Just a bird. Here's a sketch for Phil. Here's a little Banana Man comic that I don't think I ever did anything with. Finds a spell book. Finds it. Says some spell words. The spell's happening, and he blows up. This is an old design of Banana Man. That was a long time ago. A lot of these were a long time ago. Here's some boxes. I never finished the page because I got bored of it. I really like this drawing. I drew this in like the middle of the night. I actually drew this one after this one because I thought it would be funny to have a little sketch in the corner of the page, so I drew this after this one. But, yeah, here's a little sketch for a Hornet and Hollow Knight drawing. There's a little Hollow Knight and another gun. I kind of got bored of this page, too. Ooh, this was when the little one wanted to draw fruits and stuff, and I didn't want to, so I did that instead. I like this. Here's sketch of Banana Man. Here's this guy. He likes rocks. Some torsos. I think there's like 2 or 3 pages of just these. Here was a lady that I never finished. Well, I mean, I guess technically I did. I just didn't feel like finishing her, so I just drew random stuff on her. Here's some gooses, or geese. I really like this drawing. I like that page. This page is really good. This is copied off Pinterest. I think that one is too. I can't actually remember. These were just random poses, hand poses I saw. Ooh. These must have been like the first feat that I ever actually tried to practice drawing. But yeah, I really like that. Here's a sword from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I never played that game, so I don't remember what the sword is called, but someone asked me to do this. Here is my first attempt. No, my second attempt. I think it was my second attempt at drawing with markers. No, this was my first attempt at drawing with them. I had someone teaching me how to do that. I don't really know what this one is. Got bored of drawing these, so I didn't really fill that one up. Just a bunch of cubes. A little cute drawing of Banana Man with his wonky swords and a vine. And I don't know what that is, but I like that. I planned on filling this up and doing 3 characters. And then I never made it past that and forgot to go back to that. I'll probably never finish that. We're in the anatomy learning stage, where I learned a lot of the anatomy, which I have since forgotten a large amount of it, but here's a bunch of practice. I think this is when I started deciding that I wanted to practice more. So I buckled down and did a shit load of practice. There's a pose I tried to draw from memory. Just some more shapes and shit. There's a little Miku drawing that I did. It was Shrimp Miku. It was just the song I was listening to at the time. You know, I like these pages. A lot of these aren't that bad. I mean, ooh, I like that little mushroom drawing. A little mushroom in a cave. I think that's from Pinterest too. Here's me trying out different ways to do hands. And this, I actually remember this. I saw a video on specific ways you should try practicing 45 minutes a day, and this was like 2 minutes of drawing lines, 2 minutes of drawing ellipses, 2 minutes of like drawing random shapes, then drawing chunks out of shapes, and doing weird things with shapes. I was trying to get my sister to practice, so I tried to get her to do that with me. Then, now we're on to when I actually started practicing and drawing in this consistently, which is also when I stopped writing the dates. It was about a couple months ago, I'm not exactly sure. But this was also part of that practice. Here's when I actually started doing every single day practice. Here's a little drawing of, I think this is a figure of Power from Chainsaw Man. All of these poses will probably be figures. I don't know what characters they were, but I was doing all of these in 10 minutes. Here's some more practice of the hips, because I always struggled with what to do with the hips. I wasn't sure what to do, so I tried to practice some and didn't really get very far. So I tried to do some more with some more anatomy practice along with it. And some more of the chest, which I don't even draw the chest like that anymore, but I practiced it so much. There's a hand that I actually think looks really good. My hand was just sitting on the page, and I was just like, gonna draw that. There's a fish. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what these are. That's not terrible. There's a little picture of Tedo. I remember I used to default to drawing little Tedos when I didn't know what to draw. Here's this, some drawings of dragons. Here's a really, not perfect, but I do think that's a pretty good dragon wing. Here's this little Hydra-esque dragon, which I just remembered. I was supposed to do a full drawing of dragons. I never did. But originally this page was just me trying to decide how to draw Banana Man's amulet. You can actually see one of the failed little bits under there that I tried to cover up. Now here's another dragon, which I actually really like this one. He's got like an armored on the top, which is actually, they should be heavily armored on the bottom because they're flying and stuff, but shut up. I thought of it as armor and chainmail, and I thought it was interesting. I tried to make like a plate dragon face, but I didn't get the perspective right. It wasn't sure what I was doing. Then I tried to draw a scorpion tail from like memory. Here's another dragon head. I don't know what that was. I was trying to draw something there, but then I messed up and it turned into that. I don't think there's anything else to say about that. Here's some little chibi Banana Mans and a Teto. Just some more practice. Oh, I did draw feet beforehand. Those feet look better than some of the ones I draw now. Here's a fish from a weird angle. Yep, that's all I have to say about that one. Here's some more anatomy, some heads. Here is a carrot hoe, an aspect of the end, and just a like wheat hoe. It's from a game. I was just drawing this stuff. Here's a random Teto that I woke up in the middle of the night to draw. I woke up from a dream, drew this, and went back to bed. What a great night that was. It's just some more heads, nothing really too special. I like this one. It's not bad. I like this one, but nothing too special. This was also me trying out some random practicing things. And this was the exact same practicey thing, which most of this is also drawn in pen, by the way. I think I gave myself 3 minutes for each of these poses. Here's another fish. Hands. Here's this guy shooting at a Teto. Yeah, I have no idea. There's this random lady. I messed up her boobs. And her legs are a little messed up too. And her arms are way too small, but that was just okay. Here's when I was drawing lots of torsos, which I think that one looks good, but most of them don't look amazing. This was 10 minutes. This wasn't bad. I don't really have anything to say about it though. There's just more practice. Here's some drawings of ears. I actually really like these, but there's not much to say about them. Some more practice. Some more practice and a random dragon. I don't even know. I had a lot of pen on my hand. More practice. More practice. Most of this is practice, so there's not too much to say. I drew a little mushroom. I like that mushroom. More practice. I paused a frame of the anime that I was watching and drew the guy's face. I think it was Banished to be Hero. It was something with hero. I don't know. It's where the hero's the bad guy, or it's a punishment. Being a hero is a punishment. I can't remember what it's called. There's a little dragon. There's not really anything to say about this one or this one. This one I actually feel like I did this pose really well. Like, I feel like that was a really well done pose. But I left the page kind of empty. Here's another pose that I do like, but I didn't do much with. Is also, I tried to perspective a sword. With specifically Banana Man's sword, which I think on the next page I, came up with new designs for Banana Man's sword. It is a pumpkin on the end and vines all the way up the sword and across it, and the vines make the cross guard. And then I gave his little amulet on here. It's in a stone. And here's his cloak on the sword. I thought that was pretty cool. Just some more torsos. I tend to draw this when I don't know what to practice. I tend to just draw torsos. Actually, I haven't done that in a while. Now I do heads, but here's a bunch of stuff that I was just copying off of Pinterest. Just kind of, I didn't copy that one off Pinterest, but these ones I did. Next. I like that little dagger. I kind of came up with that myself. That's a staff that I keep drawing. I don't remember whose staff it is. I think it's Wimps. No, Wimps is different. That one I tried to do a pose with imagination, and then I got bored of it. I think it was the same thing for this. This is a little Miku. I think it was for the same thing with this. Tried to do a pose from imagination. I think I did that for both of these, but then just kind of got bored. Here's... This one's upside down, but I feel like that pose is pretty good. I did actually mess up the legs, but that was because this hand was already here, and I drew that one all the way down here, and I was like, well, shit. I messed it up. And I kind of like that cartoony hand right there. It's a good hand. Now here, this was just one of those blank things on Pinterest that I copied. Same with this. I don't know what that one is, but that one's funny. And that's a good eye. Same with this. Copied and copied. Actually, no. I put Banana Man and Wimp on these, but they were just the things. Anyways. Heads. Heads. It's going to be a lot of heads from here on out. Copied that from Pinterest. Same with that. But I feel like I did a pretty good job. I did add that little neck thing, though, because that's what Wimp has. Alright, head practice. I feel like I did pretty good on these heads, actually, because I tried to do the expressions. And I feel like I did a good job. More heads. That was a little sketch for a guy that I actually did in this one. I can actually show that one. I can actually freaking show this one. Because it's right here. There we go. There's the sketch for it. And there's the finished. I don't usually do sketches for a drawing before I do it anymore, but I did for that one. You know, I just realized I really hope I'm putting all of these in frame because I haven't been paying attention. Here's just some practice. Yeah, that's just some head practice. There were some poses. I gave all of them, like, personalities and stuff like that. And then I forgot about them. So they're characters that I did come up with designs for and then just didn't do anything with. Because here's more head practice. And then you'll never be... Oh, I'm surprised. It's not head practice. It's dogs. Here's some eyes that I drew at night, and they're like perfect. And a bird. Here's more eyes. And some noses. I don't know why those hairs are upside down, though. Here's some more hair and a really good eye. I did really good on that eye. I'm very proud of that eye. And I like that little drawing. And all these hairs are pretty good, too. Some more head practice. Torso practice. Trying to stylize eyes. Because, well, I'm not the best at stylizing eyes. Some more head practice. I don't even remember drawing this page. I remember most of these pages. I don't remember that one. I tried to do a pose in like 5 minutes. Didn't know what I was doing. It's not bad. Here's when I started drawing feet, which I hate doing, by the way. I've avoided doing it for the longest time, but I do think that I am getting a little bit better. Because I think these look pretty good. I still need work on shoes. That's not a shoe. I still need to work on shoes, but I do think I'm getting much better at drawing feet than I used to be. I actually drew these from imagination. I think this is... Yeah, I did this entire page from imagination, and these parts with my right hand, and these with my left. I'm left-handed, by the way. Yeah, that was cool. I still have difficulty drawing hair from imagination. There's just more poses, more heads, and we're nearing the end, which it should just be like all heads, maybe a couple expressions. Yeah, I was watching anime while I did this page, which honestly, it looks pretty good for being fully distracted. Those 2 feet look kind of good. I like how I made them interact. And that's the last page. Yeah, if I were to pick my favorite page or drawing out of all of this, it would probably be this dragon right here. Because I do enjoy this dragon. I don't know. Let's go ahead and show a couple drawings in this one because I don't know. I really like this drawing. This actually took me a long time because of all the shading. And this is supposed to be a zombie nautilus from Minecraft. Now, I am going to skip through this one largely fast. That's a good sword, but here's my gamer pick, but with a pencil. I do want to redraw this one, because I'd like to change my Discord logo to this. Yeah, let's go ahead and just skip through. I feel like you can see how I improve over time, or have improved over time. Here is the first drawing of Wimp. Let's skip all the way to the most current drawing of Wimp, and there's what I drew today. It'll be posted on the same day. There's a bunny. And here's the most current drawing of Wimp, and there's the first drawing of Wimp. Now that's not the best example of Wimp, but someone's yelling at her. Cut her some slack. There we go. There's a little better drawing. I like this one. This is probably my favorite current drawing that I've done, if not one of my favorite of all time. There's just some monsters, and let's go ahead and go back to the early stages. This is when I was trying to draw Wimp every day for a while. She was going on adventures. I was doing random stuff. I don't know why this page is here. But I guess we don't get to see that page. Just kidding. Oh, that's just fun. There we go. There is Wimp's hand. There's Wimp falling, looking at a weapon. There's Wimp biting Banana Man. We're going to start skipping multiple pages now, because I'd like to get further in and look for specific drawings. This is a giant one of Wimp's face. Shoes. Here. Here's the Whittle Wizard, which has a vendetta against Wimp because she ate the last banana, which I think was shortly... Oh, I forgot about these drawings. I did a couple good drawings of Banana Man in a couple outfits. I didn't want to draw his feet. I didn't want to draw his feet here, so I put him in a puddle. But let's see if I can find it. There we go. She's eating the final banana. Bananas are now extinct, and that wizard does not like her now. There's a branch and a bird, a pose, some hands, the Teto raccoon, which I really like this drawing because it's so random and stupid. I think here's when I drew hands like every day for like a week, and then I ended in with 20 hands, which took me a long time. It took me a long time to do all these hands. And there's a pear. I was going to turn it into a Teto pear, but I liked it too much. There's a pretty good eye on it. That's actually really good. I don't remember drawing that. Random stuff. Pair of pants. Torsos. Heads. I don't even know what this is. Teto pear. Told you, I just draw Teto and I don't know what to draw. I really like this drawing. It's a little tilted, but I like it. Ooh, getting into some more good Banana Man drawings. I like that one. This one's not the best, but I still like the drawing. I just kind of messed up the hood. I messed up that one by adding the pumpkin, but I still like the drawing. I don't know who this is. This character still doesn't have a name, but I like this character. I just think that's a cool drawing. Now, here's Banana Man. I did this in like 10 minutes or something. A little chibi Banana Man. Probably one of my favorite chibi Banana Mans I've done. Oh, that one's with marker. I was going to say, I don't know why that one's like that. Here's a little proud chibi Banana Man. Hands. I said I was only going to go through a couple of these. I lied. There's more of me just doing those random things. Some explosions and things like that. wind or smoke blowing, explosion, ball going out of water, explosion, and fire. Ooh, now this was the first drawing I ever did with the little one. This is her page. This was mine. I think she did better overall, because I think the only thing I did better on was the person. But yeah, the next one is also her and me. These were done in the same amount of time. She did all 3 of these, and I did 1. Yeah, I think hers look really good. I like mine too. And now we're back to Wimp. Little happy Wimp. Onto that thing. I can skip a bunch more pages. There's not really anything. A Banana Man. Or, no, Banana. Here's Banana Man, a little Wimp. Dogs. It was I drew these right after the dogs I drew in there. There's a Miku and this was supposed to be a Teto, but I didn't give her the drills. Trees. Ooh, another drawing done with the little one. We drew animals from memory, and then with references. I feel like we did pretty even, but I do think she did better on most of them, except for the bear. I think I won that one. That was my bear from memory, by the way. Anyways, on to the next ones. We'll just go ahead and skip through. Not too much to say about any of these. Here's Thomas, the little rat. He's shopping for hats right now. He's a mouse, actually. There's one of my favorite drawings of Banana Man. I even did tiny liners on it. This took a long time. Here's Banana Man without his pumpkin, which is also one of my favorite drawings. Alright, now here's a chicken with a sword. Also one of my favorite drawings. Just random. Then here is left hand and right hand. Just comparing them, just for fun. Here is an alternate version of Banana Man if things went bad. Here's a birthday duck. Here's the list of demands from the little one that demanded this drawing. Here's a goose with nunchucks, which someone commented and asked me to do. And we're back to the current drawings. And that's it. I don't know how to end this video. Bye. I enjoy drawing. Go draw.